So this is an older Saberforge blade plug. It's really kind of vintage in terms of custom sabers. So here's a closer look. You can see that it's actually made of solid metal. So solid metal, and then it has kind of this machined ring on the top of it, and then it has some added black as well. And it's really kind of interesting to see the evolution of blade plugs. So it's not quite as common to see an all metal blade plug, although they're not totally unheard of either. And so one thing that this blade plug does is it blocks out pretty much all of the light. So some of the blade plugs these days, like this is a more recent Saberforge blade plug, it's more of this tube style with kind of a decorative piece on top, and you can actually get some of the light coming through there. So for example, see, this is just an empty hilt. This is Saberforge hilt, so I kind of have to like steady it and put it in kind of the right place. There we go. So here's what it looks like on this hilt. So you can see it really kind of complements the lightsaber, but again, it wouldn't let any light out. So I'm going to attach it to another hilt now, actually one that has that has an LED. So this is actually a saber trail hilt. All right, you can see that looks pretty good there. Okay, and then when I activate it, now in this model, you can kind of see a little light from the windows in the emitter, but there's really not much light coming out of the top. A little bit, I guess. And that's if we compare it, I'll compare it in just a second with kind of the modern blade plug here. So modern, a lot of the more kind of recent blade plugs are a little bit more like this style where you see some of the light coming out the top. So it's just kind of a different thing. It does kind of add a certain kind of realism to a lightsaber, and it's sort of a different style that we don't quite see as much anymore. But again, it's not totally unheard of, so this would be more of a decorative piece rather than the type of thing that you'd allow some of the light to shine through. So anyway, this is a vintage Saberforge blade plug, and I believe it was designed specifically for an older Gladius model. So here it is, you guys, very basic, very simple, pretty much a piece of metal.